me see if this is working. Looks like it. Looks like I'm up and running. Alrighty. Get back in the game. Wait, before I get in the game, I meant to put a message at the top of the stream itself, but I forgot. So let me put this in the chat. See, I currently have no way to. I'm not sure how to write this or what to write. Currently have no way to monitor chat, but I will periodically check it. So have some patience, please. Boom. There we go. Alrighty. Warning, the stream is the wrong bit rate. Yes, you said that yesterday. Wow, it's pretty low compared to yesterday. Huh. Okay, I need to remember this. I need to check that. I'm not sure exactly. Well, I know how to check it, but I'm not sure exactly what it's going to do to the stream if I raise my bit rate. It could cause problems with my connection because, as I mentioned yesterday, I have connection issues. And that's the main reason that I haven't even streamed in about, this is like going on 8 months or more than 8 months now. Before yesterday, it was over 8 months. It's mostly because of the connection issues. I'm going to go in here and get my free stuff. And if you don't know, if you've been playing this game and never realized this, somebody showed me this not too long ago. I've been playing this thing for a lot of years and didn't really catch on to this. I don't know if it's a relatively recent addition. I'm pretty sure it is because I would have noticed this sooner, I think. I don't know. But if you look around in here, see it says 23 hours, 23 hours. There's a couple things that say 23 hours. There's some other stuff that say 3 days, which I'm pretty sure that 3 days was over already. I don't know why it's still on. But this is 24 hours to 23 hours. These change every day. Some of these change every day. So I always look in here. Excuse me. I always look in here just to see if there's anything cool to buy. But anyway, I don't want any of that right now. I just wanted to get my free stuff. And always check social. On these live streams, I am not going to co-op with anybody, get into any teams or anything like that. So I don't really need to worry about that right now. Although someone might try to join my team. Anyway, Don't know if you noticed the title of this. In the process of playing the game, I thought about this yesterday after the stream. That I mentioned that I have become. Ooh, wow, starting me off in a place where I wasn't expecting it. Usually starts me off way in the back here in the woods, right in the middle of the camp. Anyway, I have really started getting into the Bible, trying to understand it and do what I almost said a real Christian, or just Christian in general, is expected to do. But that's not completely right. I've been trying to become a better biblical Christian. There's a lot of sects or denominations in Christianity. Some follow biblical teachings a little less than others and still call themselves Christians. Most of that's like New Thought and I'm not really saying prosperity teachings, but that's towing the line. There's a lot of Christian people that call themselves Christians that toe the line or even cross it sometimes. I mentioned this yesterday. The closest denomination that I can see that I believe closest to is Southern Baptist, which is a Protestant religion and is an offshoot of something called Arminianism, not to be confused with Armenians. Armenians are an offshoot of Catholics called Orthodox, Eastern Orthodox. It's back when the Catholic Church split up, back in what, 700s, I guess. I can't remember the exact dates. My date memory doesn't work half the time. But the 700s, I think. They split. They had two popes, I guess, or two. They had two main places. They had Rome, the Vatican. I don't even know if they called it the Vatican then, but they had Rome. They had two centers of Christianity back then. The Rome, and I don't know if the Byzantine Empire was actually a thing then. I think it was, but that was at the time it was called I guess it was called Constantinople. Is that in Turkey? But they split into two different groups, and the one in the east started calling themselves Eastern Orthodox, and the one in Rome stayed Catholic. So there's been a lot of denominations that split off Catholicism, but Eastern Orthodox was the first. And they've split a lot too. Just going to not Arminianism, but Armenian Orthodox. They actually split just within that one sect, Armenian Orthodox. They have. I come from a town. birthplace and the place I was raised and lived most of my life, is Fresno, California. It has a big Armenian population. And I know that they have two different churches because they kind of had some kind of schism between their beliefs, and so they have two different sects or denominations of Armenian Orthodox. So I'm sure that other Orthodox religions, Eastern Orthodox, not religions, sects, they're all Christian, have different understandings or interpretations of the Bible. And Protestantism has hundreds, if not thousands, of different denominations. Okay, real quick, let me look at this again. I'm going to look in here and see what most of these are super easy, but I got to scrap some of them. Not scrap, I'm just going to re-roll. See if I can get epic. Nope, no epic. I'll re-roll that one. Got 2 free re-rolls every day, so I always do that. Okay, that's not bad. It's almost the same thing as the one that I re-rolled in the first place, though.
Demonstration.
Except a little different. Okay, I got to give critical hits to enemies with automatic weapons in VATS. I think the other one's just critical, if I can remember. I don't know if I'm remembering that right. Anyway, so 3 of these I can do right here. Take 2 of them. Collect some Nuka-Colas and create some Nuka-Colas. I don't know if I can collect all 5 right here, so I think I can collect some. Should be a few of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. Like 4 of them. Somebody's really shooting at the storm down there. The other one was drink. I got plenty of drink, so I need 3, right? Okay, let's get off of that subject a minute and go to the subject that I have in the title of this video. This is a question that I've asked myself quite a few times. And I keep coming back to the same answer. And it's not just to do with video games. If you see in the title, I say indulge in other media also. Like movies. Music. That's the big one with me. Music. Rock and roll. Hey, does becoming a Christian mean, if you're a new Christian, does it mean that you have to give up on all worldly things? Well, kind of, in a way. But does that mean that you have to stop subjecting yourself to these things? I say no with that one. This is subjecting, I mean being around them. Like a video game. This video game is arguably maybe evil. Because it used to, with Fallout games, it used to have, well, you could become an evil character or you could become a good character. And it was not a real question of if the other characters are evil or good. There were some good and there were some evil, mostly evil. But there were some were good, and there were some that were towing the line. They were doing evil things for good reasons, which is not Christian or doing bad things for good reasons, which is also not Christian. But you could clearly become a good character or an evil character. So you can choose. That's Christian. Choosing to do good. That's why God gave us free will. That's the only reason we have free will. Is so that we could choose ourselves whether we want to follow goodness or be an evil bastard. Or somewhere in between, you know. We could choose that. Newer video games kind of toe the line a lot more. They have a lot of evil characters or good characters doing evil things and try to justify why they're doing it because of social justice type reasons. Social justice is not God's justice. God's justice is clear. You know the difference between good and evil. You know when somebody does something evil or bad or just moderately bad, you know. You know that it's bad and they shouldn't do it. No matter the reasons. But social justice says that it's okay to do evil things or bad things for justice, for the sake of getting a certain result that supposedly is a good result, but it never turns out to be a good result anyway. Anyway, now what? Should probably go down and shoot whatever's shooting down there real quick. Then I need to go get teddy bears before somebody hogs them all up. Anyway, so my real answer to the playing, watching movies, listening to music, is you can be a good Christian. You can still play the games. You can still watch the movies. You can still listen to the music. Devil's music. That's what they used to call rock and roll. Well, I think some still do. So I'm supposed to get legs? Oh, what was that? Oh, I re-rolled that again. Yeah, nothing to do with super mutants. Speaking of super mutants, Ron Perlman. Hell yeah. If anybody knows what I mean by that, don't spoil it for people that don't. Excuse my language, Lord. Yep, I gotta watch that. It's one of my problems. One of my main problems is the cussing. I'm trying. Okay, so I am gonna go look in the most obvious place for teddy bears. And I don't want to go there right now because of that. I have to listen to that lady's voice. I need 3. I only needed 2. I know a good place for. Oh wait, there's 3 over here. Let me go over here. So, I guess I need to explain why I think that it's okay to watch things and listen to things that some perceive as evil and some are flat out evil. But most are not biblical. They're secular. They're of the world. Everybody lives in the world. at least while you're alive in this body. There's nothing you can do about that. Did that guy just spawn right there? We are going to be around worldly things. We have to do as Jesus does. That's our actions. Or strive to. That is what it really means to be Christian. Strive to. Try your hardest. You might backslide, but try your hardest to live by Jesus' example. I'm looking for a few things in here, but teddy bear's up there. I was looking for, I needed a couple more, one more. I don't see any in here. We still need to live in this world. So we are going to be confronted by evil every day. The thing that makes... I'm just going to walk out the door here. The thing that makes us Christians... Oh, this way. Wait, there it is. Well, if you're not a Christian, you know, the thing that makes Christians Christians is how they deal with that evil that's around us. How we react to it. How we act to it. Our actions. There's something that I actually never even knew until recently. Where's my teddy bear? I heard something. Until I started actually getting into the Bible. So I started trying to understand it. Okay, so a lot of people and a lot of lifelong Christians and a lot of Christians that have been Christian for a long time, it's probably common knowledge to them, but there's things that you learn. Even me, I've believed in God all my life, but I've never really studied the Bible. I never really paid attention as much as I should have at the few churches that I went throughout my life. I read parts of the Bible when I was younger. I read Revelations once. So I was into I'm not saying that Revelations is science fiction, but I'm really into science fiction and that whole mystical world of literature and movies. It just fascinates me, mythology and stuff like that, and theology. So I've always been interested in stuff like that. But I never put it together with God. Now wait, where am I going now? Take a picture in Nuke World. But most longtime Christians or lifelong Christians I'm not keeping this picture, so it doesn't matter where I take it. Now I forget exactly what I was talking about. Ah. So I'm probably getting off a little off the subject because dang it, I got distracted and I forgot exactly where I know where I was going with it, but I forgot what I was just talking about most Christians know this.
I asked him to do it again. Stopping here was a bad idea. I demand the shade of a good pie.
Oh, I got to use automatic weapon too. Anyway, so let me get back to the main subject. Is that, and I'll probably lead back to where I got lost there. You cannot hide yourself from evils of the world. So I think it's better. This is my own personal opinion, and I know that some other Christians will probably disagree with this. But if you can't hide yourself from it, you can't shelter yourself from it. I think it's better to understand it. If you shelter yourself from it, if you're hiding from it, if you're just ignoring it, you don't learn anything from it. You don't learn. It's like the old saying. Oh, is that an old saying? Okay, so you can't, I guess it's an old saying, you can't know true passion without true suffering. I guess artists say that. You know, they can't, or you can't know true love without knowing true pain. Oh, wait. Somebody's been here. All these guys are dead. Is there someone here right now? No? But we're all going to, we're not perfect, none of us. We're all going to do some type of sin throughout our lifetime. If we shelter ourselves from it, we don't know what we're doing. We don't know how to combat it. How to get away from it. Wait, it says critical hits. That's not critical hits. That's why. I guess I'm getting some. Oh yeah, I am. Okay, wait, it's different. There we go. Wait, I need one more. So, in my thought about it, you don't have to indulge, or so I guess putting the word indulge on the title of this video is kind of clickbaity. I don't know. You don't by your actions, you don't indulge in it, but you do subject yourself to the environment. Just because you listen to rock and roll doesn't make you an evil person. Even if the lyrics are either somewhat or totally evil, it does not mean that you are evil. If you listen to the lyrics and understand what they mean, you're better able to teach other people that, well, this is one of the core principles of some of the denominations of Christianity is evangelize, and it does say that in the Bible, is going out and teaching the Bible to other people. I'm pretty sure some denominations like Catholicism don't actually mean it literally, take it literally. They don't go out and preach, get up on a soapbox and start preaching the end is nigh, things like that. Or just go around like some people and mission, go on missions. A lot of different denominations do that, where they go around and try to teach people in other countries, especially that don't have big Christian background, go to try to teach them the Word of God and the Bible. But so if you want to be able to, well, some sects or denominations no, skip that. Okay, so if you want to be able to relate to people that are sinners, well, all of us are sinners, that sin a lot, that don't believe in the Bible, if you want to relate to them to try to bring them to God, isn't it better to understand what evil is? And plus, the Bible says that the devil is the deceiver and the destroyer, or the devil doesn't create things. So all creation comes from God. That means all music, good or bad. And it also shows over and over in the Bible the silver lining, the things that you can get out of bad things happening. There's always something good in it. So wouldn't that be the same thing as even bad things, there's something good about them? I think that the inspiration behind music, all music, is from God. The inspiration, where people draw their what they would call a muse, or some people say that the words just write themselves, like a writer will say the words just write themselves. And a lot of songwriters say the exact same things. I didn't write that, it just came out. All that stuff comes from God. The actual evil words that people write probably come from their sinful nature, their own human desires to rebel against everything. But the music itself, I was just listening to some song the other day, and it was a UFO song, the band UFO, and the guitar playing in it was just like, I'm going, you know, this is heaven. That's heaven. I'm going, there is no way that somebody can learn how to play the guitar that good and that sweet without having some kind of divine inspiration of the good kind, you know. Okay, I need another Nuka-Cola, and I did not find one of them here. I guess is okay. The reason ain't that in some movie? Somebody's saying raisin all the time instead of reason. The reason I didn't come here in the first place is because Leader of the Pack was going on, and when you go into those places that you have people talking in an annoying voice, and then it pops up on your screen, you have to turn it off. But anyway, there should be a couple Nuka-Colas over here. I could probably go back to my base, and there's probably some inside my doghouse. The dog found some more somewhere. Do I still need a... Yeah, I need one more bat. Are you shooting at me? What? I'm gonna change guns. Get you down, trade drill. Damn it. Excuse my language. Anyway, hit me. I heard something behind me. I just didn't turn around fast enough. Okay, here's a couple Nuka-Colas. Done. Now what? Cork. Oh, hey. Good thing I'm here. There's a bunch of cork here. If you ever look, if you're playing this game and you ever need cork, there's two things you can get them from here. And one is golf balls. Two major things. There's golf balls everywhere. How many corks do I need? 5. There's 1. Oh, see one. There it is. 2, 3, 4, and 5. There's more here. And also, baseballs. I think this one's baseballs. Baseballs have cork in them too. And baseball bats, I think, have cork in them. And there's a couple other guns that have cork. Bunch of golf balls over here at this area. They're everywhere. And I think that's it. Let me go in here and scrap them. But now to get back to this game, and
we are one.
Games that have really dark subjects. They're fantasy. They are not reality. So if you really want to learn about evil so that you can combat it and teach people about the bad things that can happen to them from doing evil, from sinning, I think it's better to learn those things in video games. As long as you keep an eye out for it and understand when it's happening, the evil parts. It's better to do that than to deal with it in real life. Because in real life, evil can actually hurt you. evil people, evil things can hurt you, which I'm not saying you need to shelter yourself from that because you're going to run into it sooner or later anyway. But isn't it better to learn in a simulation than in real life? That's my point of view of it. Same thing with movies. Same thing with TV shows. Look at Fallout, the TV show. It's showing good characters doing evil things and evil characters doing good things, and you never know who's really good and who's really evil. The ghoul, he back before the fall, before the nukes, he seemed like a decent person. He was trying to do things the right way. He seemed like a really conscious do-gooder, you know. He's always trying to do things good. And after he's just like completely evil. But the game, or the show itself is trying to make him that it's justifiable what he is doing, but he is doing some really, really evil crap for supposedly good reasons, because he's trying to find his family and save them. I don't know what he's going to do when he does. I mean, they're going to take one look at him and go, ah, you know. And then of what he's become getting there, that's a good Christian message right there. Just that one character in the TV show. You don't want to become the thing that you understand as evil. You become evil by trying, you don't want to become evil by fighting the evil around you. Before the war, he was a decent person. It never even talks about religion in the game. In none of these games, actually. None of the Fallout games. The closest thing to religion that they talk about in Fallout games, I guess, maybe in Fallout 3 they might have a few things. I don't think I remember anything even in Fallout 3. But the closest thing they have is cults. And most of the cults are worshiping, like in Fallout 3, I think, don't they have the children of Adam, which is not Adam and Eve, but the atom bomb. And Fallout 4, I know they have it for sure in there. Ooh, I got my dailies done. Let me go back here for a minute. But yeah, that is a good lesson right there. And that's what I'm saying. Even in things that are not supposed to be have moral value. I don't even know about writers today. They completely miss the moral values and things, and maybe they do it purposefully, or maybe they do it subliminally. But they're not focused on good moral values. In
security incident detected.
All movies in those days, even if they
done
were a little bit towing the line, and TV shows, they always had that some kind of a moral value or a moral to the story, like Aesop fables, which were completely non-religious, I think, at first, were they? Yeah. They always had a moral to them. So stories used to have morals. Even Grimm's fairy tales, which were, I guess Grimm fairy tales came around in Christian times, the Brothers Grimm. So they all had morals to the story. But now it's hard to tell. But like I was trying to get at, is that you can always find that bit of truth in them. You can find the moral values if you're looking for them. If you look at things through a biblical lens or a Christian lens, in your mind, you can see the goodness in things, even in bad situations. You can see the goodness in things. And like I said, it's better to expose yourself to these things through media than real life. Although, like I said, real life, you can't avoid it. And you learn real personal lessons in real life that you cannot ignore. On media, games, movies, music, you can miss the things because they don't truly affect your life. What am I doing? I just need to sell this crap. Wait, let me check this. Need a little bit. Wait, get rid of those. Need a little bit of these. Try to keep around. What the hell just happened? Try to keep. Oh, that's plenty. A little over 3,000 of each ammo that I use. Those are what I have in there now is what I use all the time. What am I going for? Oh, yeah. So a couple hundred of these work. There we go.
Artisan's Corner has everything you need to make your next survival project a success.
Hey, somebody's here. Hey, Jack. Welcome back, man. You ever thought of running the stream on your phone?
Prepare for danger. Prepare
Next to you,
for adventure. Prepare for
See
survival.
chat. I could probably do that. It's just that's so small that I probably couldn't see it that good. I'm going to come up with some other things.
Are you up to the challenge?
I've got other computers around. My biggest problem is my space in here. I live in a bus, so I don't have a lot of space. I've got a computer in the bedroom that I use just to watch shows on before I go to sleep. But if I bring it in here, then I would have to. I got a TV in there too that's hanging on the wall, but it's like in a different direction than the way I lay down when I'm trying to go to sleep. I'll sleep on my side. So I got that computer on that side of me. The TV is at the foot of the bed up on the wall, and it's just kind of awkward just laying there trying to go to sleep watching that. I doing? I need to sell this crap.
Artisans Corner is the place for creative hands-on learning. And the Wilderness
I do have a
Survival
bunch of other-
Experience is our most popular program yet.
Sorry. You have a... What just happened? Well, oh shit, I'm selling them this stuff. I don't want to sell that.
Are
my
you
scrap
ready
this
for
stuff
the
already.
thrill and excitement of life in a post-apocalyptic hellscape? By popular demand, this month's creative learning classes are on
What the
Wilderness
heck am I doing?
Survival. Courses and crafting
I thought I scrapped it.
materials are
Oh,
now
you know what?
available.
This is stuff from yesterday that... When I got off yesterday, I don't think I scrapped everything first. And it doesn't end up in the new category. So if I go to new, there's nothing there, but that's something I just put there. Got all kinds of crap in here from yesterday.
Prepare for danger. Prepare for adventure. Prepare for survival.
Yeah, well, I'm sitting here trying to talk about a certain subject.
Artisans
play the
Corner
game.
has everything you need to make your
Way
next
too
survival
distracting.
project a success.
Security patrols.
Don't. Don't pay attention to what I'm doing half the time. Okay, wait. Here it. And I have a bunch of crap in my inventory that I just want to dump on the ground. Yeah, I need all that. Four of those. Jeez. Weapons, material costs. Person hunger, no. Fair shop cost, no. Charisma, no.
Please do not interfere with resort security patrols.
Sneak. Hey. So much crap I've been accumulating that I'll never use. Could have sold those bobbleheads, but you can't sell these.
Life is an adventure. Are you up to the challenge?
Deal from veggies and fruits? I don't think so. That's all good stuff.
Artisans Corner is the place for creative hands-on learning. And the Wilderness Survival Experience is our most popular program yet.
Today's security status is red.
Humans.
Please take appropriate precautions.
All right, I'll read all that. I got a bunch of. What's this? Got a bunch of freaking plans in here. Backyard grill. Some of these things are good. High-tech table. God, I got a bunch of this plastic arm stuff. I just need to stick that in my stash. Reward dresses. Yeah, I don't want those. Standing grill, that's a good one to sell. 3 armor. That one is supposed to go. And squirrel stew? I don't think so. Okay, so that's all gone now. Hey, somebody else dropped something. Roasted scorched beef tart. Good stuff. Alright, now I'll go back to my base. Anyway, bottom line about the subject that I've been talking about is that I don't think it's right for other Christians to tell people how to live their life. Tell Christians how to, well, tell anybody how to live their life, especially other Christians. You can guide them, guide people, and try to help them understand things that they're doing wrong. But that's in the core beliefs of sin, what sin actually is. Looking at sin, or indulging, that's the word I was saying again, indulging in it through media is not a sin. As long as you keep biblical values in your heart and in your mind and in your soul. So that you can spot the difference between non-biblical things and biblical things, and try to find the biblical messages in the media that you're watching, listening to, or playing, or reading. Forgot about reading. And a little side note that I just found out this last week. J.R.R. Tolkien, the writer of The Lord of the Rings, was highly religious and Christian. And every single bit of The Lord of the Rings was based on Christian values. So some things that you don't even know, this got me thinking about this, and this is one of the reasons why I'm talking about this today, is because of that one fact. There's actually two writers that I've run into lately in the last 6 months that I didn't know wrote specific things completely about Christianity, or at least Christian values. That, Lord of the Rings, and it's so obvious once you know that and you look at all the different things in it. It's completely biblical. The very beginning of it starts out in the Shire. That's like the Garden of Eden. The ending of it ends in hell. Mordor. From beginning to end. And at the very end, the devil, which is the ring, which is Sauron, gets thrown into a fiery pit. That's almost the last part of the Bible in Revelations when God throws Satan into the fiery pit. You know? Mount Doom. It's so obvious, and the innocence and the sacrifice. Almost all the characters are sacrificing their own well-being for others and for goodness. And the other author is C.S. Lewis, which I kind of knew that he wrote biblical stuff, but the Chronicles of Narnia was directly what do you call it, an allegory of the Bible. But yeah. Anyway, you can find Christian things. You can find goodness even without Christian things. If you strive to be a good person, eventually it'll lead you to this stuff. And then you can understand the true meaning of Christianity, which is not what the media tries to make it out to be. Christianity has got such a bad name over the last, in my lifetime, 67 years. It's got such a bad name. Little by little, it's been cast out of the schools. It's been cast out of the government. It's been totally demonized. And you've got people looking and picking at all the bad things that's happened throughout Christian history and blaming it on Christian values. And that's not where these bad things came from. It's not the values. It's the earthly desires of the people in these times that overtook their Christian values and made them do bad things or caused them to do bad things in the name of God a lot of times. But in the vast majority of the last 2,000 years and before, there has been good people that were trying to do good things. But history always looks at the negative side of things and the bad things and tries to make them out to be the only thing. Especially in the last 10, 15 years with mass media the way it is now and the internet. You can always find bad things, but when you try to find the good things, it's a little bit harder sometimes because it's overshadowed by the bad things. But the vast majority of the last 2,000 years of Christian history has been good things. Even the Dark Ages, they really put down the Dark Ages. Oh, because we didn't advance during that. No, we were going through learning pains. We were going through growing pains at that time.
My thermal imaging is
And
telling me
most
that
of the
you're
things that
looking
happened during
hotter
that
than
time
usual,
were
baby.
really good. Moral things. But yet they'll pick out the things that weren't moral and say this is this. Or they'll just demonize things that were actually done for good reasons, like the Crusades.
Hello there.
They'll tell you how bad the Crusades were, but they won't tell you that for 800 years, or I don't know how many years before the Crusades, from the 600s up until the First Crusades, which was what, during the thousands, the 11th century. From that period of time, 500 years, Muslims
Want
were
me to show
slaughtering
you how to
Christians.
push the right
And that
buttons?
was the reason why the Crusades happened. But they leave out that part of history, that the Muslims were completely and utterly slaughtering people, almost everybody that was not Christian, that were going into the Holy Lands, that were not Muslim, I mean. But yeah. So history can get rewritten. Or the bad things can be emphasized more than the good. Bottom line is, well, I said bottom line before. The thing is that you just need to find the good side of things. Look at the good side of things. This has changed my life totally. Just in the last year, I slowly got better until 6 months ago, where I just said, enough of doing bad things, enough of looking at things in a negative light. I need to find out the answers. And I started studying and started trying to find the answers. And I found every answer to every question that I had. And it all was in the Bible. It's all there. Everything is there. Every question you can actually possibly have about your life and the chaos in it is in the Bible, and the solutions to it. You just have to open your mind to it. Anyway, I think I'm done with this for today. I really need to do this every day. I probably will be talking more about religious stuff than I mentioned yesterday, because I was laying in bed this morning thinking about it, and I've got a little bit of a platform, not a big platform, but a little bit of a platform, and I think this is the best way for me to express my gratitude for being able to discover these things, is to try to help other people understand what society has been trying to block from them for like ever. Let me check the chat one more time. Sorry, yesterday, psych patient got out of hand. What, you got off earlier? Are you? Oh, you're at work right now, huh? Oh wait, what's today? Oh yeah, today's only Friday. She's probably at work. Well, you probably work if you're working at a hospital or a psych ward or something. You're gonna work on weekends too, aren't you? We all here just to help each other find our way the best way they can. Yep. That's exactly right, man. And it's hard sometimes, because following the right path, they used to, back in early Christianity, they called it the way, like Mandalorian, the way. They keep saying the way all the time. That's the way. That I don't know who wrote that. But that is actually, maybe they did it on purpose. In a woke world, they interjected a little bit of biblical truth in there just to see if people notice it. But they're talking about the way being more confrontational, or they're warriors, but they're warriors. You know, the Mandalorians are warriors, but they do have a code. And their code, their main tenet of their code is the way. And that's exactly how first century Christians were. And that's what they didn't call themselves Christians. They called themselves followers of the way. But yeah. But yeah, just trying to show each other the way. That's it, you know. With the world so hell-bent on tearing itself apart, it is it that bad for someone to want to piece it back together? No, that's it, man. We should help each other understand this stuff without just letting it go. And that's what I see in the United States right now and all over the world, is that people let things slide and make excuses for it.
Need some help with interfacing?
Like
I
homelessness.
can show you how to complete a circuit.
And I just heard that the government is going to bring back, I think it was Trump that said this or something, they're going to bring back mental institutions and insane asylums and things like that. Because we let things go so bad that there is mentally ill people all over our streets. Everywhere. I mean, I live in a small town that has 2,000 people in it. And I can see them wandering around our streets all the time. All the time. You can't go down the street anymore. And not all of them are mentally ill. A lot of them are just addicted to drugs. And some of them are homeless. You could tell the difference because I was homeless for a while. I knew the difference between the people that were there and there was no return. And there was other people that were there just because of circumstances. Too much drugs was a big one. But you could tell the people that are going to make it out away from the drugs right away when you're out on the street yourself and you're part of it. I was part of it, and I was doing drugs and I was drinking alcohol every day. I wasn't doing it as much as some people, but that's no excuse. But I knew that there was a way out for me. I was actually still pretty young at the time. I was in my late 40s. But I could also tell the other people, the ones that were going to make it out, and I saw them get off the streets. There was one guy that just got out of the service, and his wife had hooked up with somebody else while he was gone, and he had a hard time in the service, somewhere in the Middle East. I'm not sure exactly where he was stationed, and he just fell into alcohol and drugs because of circumstances. And I could tell right away when I met him. He was one of the guys I hung around with a lot while he was out there, but he was only on the streets for about 2 or 3 months, and then he was gone, and we never saw him again. And I'm sure he got his life back together quick. And then there was another guy that was pretty much of a thief too, because he would go steal things and sell them from stores, though, not from people, from the rest other homeless people or people. He would go shoplift, and then he would sell the stuff that he would shoplift. And he'd get a lot of stuff, but so he was down the wrong path, and he was also a drug addict. That's how he was supplying his drug habit. But I could tell that he wasn't going to be homeless that long. And he got off the streets shortly, right around the same time I did. But I went one direction, he went a different direction. But I ran into him years later, and he had his life together pretty good by that time. He even put on some weight, because he was all skinny back when we were all in the streets. But, yeah, you could always tell. And all I know is these people that are out there, not only is it inhumane to leave them on the streets like that, it would be more humane to put, I know that asylums are not the best places to be, but they're a heck of a lot better than being on the streets. There's a woman over here they have a church by the lake. Sunday, I saw her out there. She was walking around without any shoes on, and it was cold. And she wasn't all there. I don't know if it was drugs or mental illness or both. It was probably a little of both. Probably a lot of the mental illness part. But she would have she would be 100 times better off in an institution than on the streets. Anyway. Hey, Alan, what's up, man? See, yep. Work 12s at the ER. Guy stabbed himself with scissors. Twelves? Was it a mentally ill guy stabbed himself? Hey man, glad to see you streaming again. Just stopped by to say hi, and I'm at the office. Yeah, you're working right now? Well, hey, good to see you, man. I'm going to probably be trying to stream every day about this time. Like it mentions in the title, it's a little bit biblical themed. I'm going to be talking about stuff like that more and more. I want to, like I was starting to mention a while ago, I'm trying to use this platform that I have as a good inspiration to people. And I can't see any other better inspiration than the Bible. So I'm going to probably, tomorrow I want to explain tomorrow a little bit about my journey to where I'm at right now, and then I can get more into why or how I've changed and why I've changed. But tomorrow I'll probably just get into the reasons behind me wanting to study the Bible. We call it a testimony. I guess that's a good word for it. And then the next day I want to get more into, well, that would be, the next day would be Sunday. I would be at church about this time, Sunday. So maybe after church. But yeah, I'd like to really get into some of the actual understandings of the Bible that I have too here soon. Maybe Monday, maybe Sunday, I don't know. We'll see. Let's see. They did it as a meme, like Ugandan Knuckles. Do you know the way? Oh, you talking about Mandalorian? I'm not sure what Uganda Knuckles is, but But I bet you there's some kind of a hidden thing in there about the way, because if you listen to the way that they
You look
talk
like you need
about the
some pointers on how
Mandalorian
to
way,
handle robots. Care for
it has a lot of
demonstration?
stuff that say the Crusaders, which I know Templars get a bad rap, mostly because of the way Assassin's Creed makes them out to be, but they were doing things for honor. A lot of the Crusaders were doing things for honor and justice and good values, good Christian values, although they get a bad rap. Because like I said before, history tries to distort things to make everybody look bad. But yeah, I'm sure that there's some subliminal thing about the way the first century Christian version of the way. That robot just hit you. Yeah. I don't even know how. It seems like this stream is way behind where I'm at. I don't know how far back it is, but it seems pretty far back. Right now, I'm just sitting there because I'm looking at the chat. Was homeless never any drugs but drink? Def did that. Oh, you were homeless, but you drank a lot? Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of ways to get on the streets, man. Mine was just losing my freaking job because of partying too much. And I lived in the place where I worked. $7.08. Hey, welcome to stream. How's it going? Hope everything is going well. Oh, it's going good, man. How you doing? 12-hour shifts. Oh, work 12s. Oh, okay. Yeah. I don't know the lingo. I don't think I've ever worked a 12-hour shift of anything. I've worked 10 hours in a row before on a job. Got a little bit of overtime. That was cool. Quite a few times in that job. I'm stuck here for up to 12 hours a day, but it's all good. I'll try to drop by during the stream, although, as you know, I'm anything but religious. Well, maybe I can convert you. If you listen to the stuff I say, maybe some of it'll make sense. Sooner or later, some of it might just tick, and you go, oh, hey, I never thought of it that way. There's so many things that I haven't thought of. I was just mentioning, I don't know if you heard it before, about Lord of the Rings being Christian. And I said, what? And then I started looking into it, and I said, damn, yep, sure enough. It's not that far back. It's just because of the chat problem. Yeah. That's why it's so far behind on the comments. Yeah. All right, so now it's showing where I'm at on the screen. Better get back into the game. I think I'm going to end the stream here. It was good talking to you guys. I will be back tomorrow around this time. I need to get up, make something to eat, and then I need to get out. I'm working on my shed. I did quite a bit yesterday, and there's something that I really need to do, but I need to do something else before I can do that. And it's going to start raining sometime next week, so I need to try to get this stuff done before it rains. So I'm going to have to be out there every day around 11 or 12 my time until dark trying to get this stuff done. Or I'm not going to get it done before the rain. So, good to talk to you guys. Hope somebody, either watching now or watching later, got something out of what I was talking about. I hope it makes some kind of sense, because I know that my brain's a little bit scattered. I have so many things going on in my mind right now. It's kind of hard to keep track. And I'm going to watch back and find out what I was talking about before I got distracted and lost my train of thought. I can't remember exactly what I was talking about then. I was trying to make a point about most Christians know this. See, I even remember what I was saying. Most Christians know this, but somebody like me that's just starting to learn this stuff just found out. And I can't remember what I just found out. Anyway, till next time, leave a like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. All of this stuff will do me good. I am going to get demonetized from YouTube within the next 30 days if I don't get more views, or actually more viewing hours is what they said. I'm hoping that just it's mostly because I haven't been streaming lately that's causing this, and they came up with some new freaking rules. So yeah, I'm probably not going to make it in time, but I'm hoping that I can build this back up, even if they take me off the partners program. If I can build my channel back up, I can get back on it. But I'm hoping that they don't take me off of it. But I've got less than 30 days to find out. And I'm hoping it works. So any interaction, share it with friends. Get somebody on here. Somebody that needs a little bit of spiritual guidance. Throw them on this channel. Tell them to watch my last couple videos, and then whatever I come up with in the future. Because it's all but the woodworking stuff. I'll probably leave a lot of Christian messaging out of that. I might throw some in here and there, but mostly that's just going to be about the woodworking and restorations. I got 3 restorations coming up. But yeah, I will probably be talking about religion a little bit during these live streams, though, or a lot. Anyway, have a good one, guys. Adios.